Imagine for a moment that the floor beneath your feet is not wood or carpet, but a skillet heated to 160 degrees. Imagine the air around you isn't oxygen, but a physical weight, pressing down on your chest, heavy and suffocating. You are thirsty, but the only water you have is as warm as bath water. You are tired, bone tired, but if you close your eyes, you might not wake up. Or worse, you might wake up to find your shoes are gone, stolen, leaving you to walk on that burning skillet with bare feet. This is not a dystopian movie. This is Tuesday afternoon in Phoenix, Arizona. This is the reality for thousands of Americans right now. Welcome to Homeless US. Today, we are not just telling you a story. We are taking you into the furnace of the American Southwest to witness a crisis that is spiraling out of control. Part 1. The Mirage of the Valley. Phoenix has always been sold as a dream. It is the Valley of the Sun, a sprawling oasis of golf courses, luxury resorts, and endless blue skies. It was the city where you came to retire, to start over, to find affordable living in the warmth. But that image is cracking. The oasis is evaporating. In its place, a new reality is emerging, one that is visible on every street corner, under every overpass, and in the dry riverbeds that crisscross the city. In 2024 and moving into 2025, the heat is no longer just a weather pattern. It is a public health emergency. The Maricopa Association of Governments reported that on any given night, more than 9,000 people are experiencing homelessness across the county. But numbers are cold things. They don't tell you what it smells like or what it feels like. That number represents a 40% rise in unsheltered individuals, people living without a tent, a car, or a roof. They are completely exposed. This explosion in homelessness is not happening in a vacuum. It is happening alongside a massive economic boom. As luxury high-rises go up, blocking out the sun, the people who used to live in the affordable neighborhoods below are being pushed out. We are seeing a city divided. On one side of the glass, you have air-conditioned comfort, six-figure salaries, and the promise of the future. On the other side, separated often by just a pane of glass, you have human beings fighting for survival in conditions that are chemically dangerous to human life. This is the evolution of a crisis that has been building for a decade. It started slowly, a few tents here, a few people sleeping in cars there. But now, it has become a tidal wave. The visible poverty in Phoenix is shocking because it contrasts so sharply with the wealth surrounding it. You drive past a dealership selling luxury electric cars, and 50 yards away, there's an encampment of people who haven't eaten a hot meal in 3 days. This dissonance is the defining feature of the modern American city. And nowhere is it more stark, more brutal than here in the desert. Part 2. The Economic Tsunami. To understand why this is happening, you have to look at the math. And the math in Phoenix is broken. For decades, this city was affordable. You could work a service industry job, pay your rent, and still have enough for groceries. That is no longer true. The underlying driver of this crisis is a catastrophic shortage of affordable housing. A report from the National Low-Income Housing Coalition reveals a terrifying gap. For every 100 extremely low-income households in Arizona, there are only 25 affordable rental homes available. That means 75 families are playing a game of musical chairs where the music stops, and there are no seats left. They have nowhere to go. We need to talk about who these people are. There's a stereotype that homelessness is only about addiction or bad choices. While those are factors, the new face of homelessness in Phoenix is grandmothers. It is grandfathers. We are witnessing what experts call the silver tsunami. These are people who worked their entire lives. They paid their taxes. They raised their families. But they are living on fixed income Social Security checks that average maybe $1,000 or $1,100 a month. Meanwhile, median rents in Phoenix have skyrocketed to over $1,200 a month. Do the math. If your rent is $1,200 and your income is $1,100, you are homeless. It is not a moral failing. It is an arithmetic impossibility. These seniors are being evicted from apartments they have lived in for 20 years because a new management company bought the building and doubled the rent overnight. They are falling into a safety net that has been shredded. The waiting lists for housing vouchers are years long. The shelters are full, so they end up in their cars. And when the car breaks down or gets towed, they end up on the sidewalk. It is a slow-motion tragedy where the people who built this city are being discarded by it. The rising cost of living, from groceries to gas, acts as a force multiplier. Every dollar spent on survival is a dollar not spent on housing. It creates a cycle of debt and desperation that is nearly impossible to escape once you are in it. Part 3. The Inferno on the Pavement. Now, let's talk about the environment. Being homeless is hard anywhere. Being homeless in Phoenix is a lethal endurance sport. The heat here is a predator. It hunts you. In the summer of 2024 and 2025, temperatures frequently exceeded 110 degrees Fahrenheit. But that is just the air temperature. The pavement, the black asphalt and concrete where people walk and sleep absorbs that heat. It can reach temperatures of 160 to 180 degrees. If you fall on that pavement, you don't just get a bruise, you get third-degree burns in seconds. Emergency rooms in Phoenix are treating full-thickness contact burns on people who simply passed out from exhaustion and landed on the sidewalk. The human body is not designed for this. When you are exposed to extreme heat for hours on end, your body creates a stress response. Your heart rate rises. Your cognitive function declines. You become confused. This is why you often see people on the street who appear to be in a trance or acting erratically. It is easy to look at them and assume they are under the influence of substances, and sometimes they are. But often, what you are seeing is the late stages of heat exhaustion and severe dehydration. Their brains are literally cooking inside their skulls. Sleep becomes the enemy. During the summer, the temperature doesn't drop enough at night to provide relief. It stays 95 degrees at midnight. The concrete radiates the day's heat back up at you. So, people don't sleep. They suffer from chronic sleep deprivation, which leads to psychosis, paranoia, and a complete breakdown of mental health. It is a torture tactic used in war, and it is happening naturally on the streets of Phoenix every single day. Finding water is a full-time job. Finding shade is a battle. Public spaces are often designed to be hostile benches with bars in the middle to prevent lying down. Walls with spikes to prevent sitting, trees trimmed back to reduce shade. This is known as hostile architecture, and in a desert climate, it is not just inconvenient, it is dangerous. It forces people out into the sun, exposing them to UV radiation and heat stroke. The physical toll is cumulative. You might survive one day of 110 degrees, but after 30 days in a row, your organs begin to strain, your kidneys falter, your will to keep going begins to break. Part 4. The Systemic Maze. If the heat doesn't break you, the bureaucracy might. You might ask, why don't they just go to a shelter? The answer is heartbreakingly simple. There is no room. The Maricopa Association of Governments has consistently reported that existing shelter beds accommodate fewer than half of the people who need them. Imagine showing up to a shelter at 5 p.m., desperate for a cool room, only to be told the lottery is full and you have to go back out into the heat. For those who do want to get back on their feet, the barriers are immense. To get housing, you need an ID. To get an ID, you need a birth certificate and a social security card. But when you live on the street, keeping possession of those documents is a nightmare. Your backpack is your life. If you set it down to use the restroom, it gets stolen. If the city conducts a sweep, a cleanup operation where encampments are cleared out your tent, and belongings might be thrown into a garbage truck. In that truck, you lose your clothes, your medicine, and the documents proving you exist. You are erased, starting over from zero, with no phone, no money, and no proof of identity, is a mountain that feels impossible to climb. Furthermore, the mental health system in Arizona is fractured. The state ranks near the bottom nationally for the ratio of mental health professionals to residents. For someone experiencing a crisis on the street, the wait times for care are prohibitive. Instead of treatment, many end up in the criminal justice system. Police are often the first responders to homelessness, but they are not social workers. Arresting someone for trespassing or loitering doesn't solve the problem. It just gives them a criminal record, which makes it even harder to rent an apartment in the future. It is a revolving door of misery that costs the taxpayers millions, but solves nothing. Part 5. The Hands That Help. Yet, in this landscape of despair, there are heroes. The story of Phoenix is not just about the failure of the system. It is about the resilience of the community. Non-profit organizations and faith-based groups are stepping into the gap. Groups like Central Arizona Shelter Services are working around the clock, processing thousands of people, trying to find them a pathway home. We see the rise of the Heat Relief Network, a coalition of businesses, churches, and libraries that open their doors as cooling centers. These are lifelines for someone stuck outside. A library card is a ticket to survival, a few hours of air conditioning that allows their core body temperature to reset. There are grassroots movements like the Water Angels, everyday citizens who load their trunks with cases of water and drive the streets, handing out hydration to anyone who looks like they are fading. These small acts of kindness are powerful. They remind the people on the street that they have not been forgotten, that they are still seen as human beings. Innovation is also taking root. We are seeing the development of tiny home villages, small, independent units that provide dignity and stability for a fraction of the cost of traditional housing. Projects like the Veterans Community Project are building specialized communities for those who served our country, offering not just a roof, but the wraparound services needed to heal the trauma of war and the trauma of the streets. These initiatives are crucial because they follow the Housing First model. The idea is simple. You cannot solve a person's addiction or mental health issues while they are sleeping under a bridge. You give them a home first. You give them a door that locks. You give them a bed. Once they are safe, then you address the other issues. And the data shows it works. When people have stability, they can recover. When they are in survival mode, recovery is impossible. Part 6. Life on the Edge. Let's zoom in on the human reality of this again. Think about the fragility of your own life. Most Americans are one major crisis away from financial ruin. A sudden medical bill, a car accident, a layoff. For the people on the streets of Phoenix, that crisis already happened. Now, they are living in the aftermath. But they are still people. They have hopes. They have memories. They have skills. We met a man, let's call him David, who used to be a chef. He can tell you the perfect temperature to sear a steak. Now, he uses those skills to ration his food, to figure out which discarded items are safe to eat. We met a woman who was a teacher for 20 years. She still corrects the grammar on the signs people hold up. These are not the homeless. They are chefs, teachers, mechanics, and veterans who have lost their footing. They form their own communities. You see it in the encampments. There is a code. You watch out for your neighbor's tent. You share your water if someone is out. You wake someone up if they look like they are passing out from the heat. In a world that has rejected them, they have found a way to accept each other. It is a rugged, desperate kind of love, but it is love nonetheless. But resilience has a limit. The human body has a limit. Every summer, the heat gets a little more intense. Every year, the rents get a little higher. The margins are closing in. The story of Phoenix is a warning to the rest of the country. It is showing us what happens when the cost of living outpaces the value of human life. It is showing us what happens when we let the climate dictate who survives. Outro. This is the reality of the American dream in the Valley of the Sun. It is scorching hot, incredibly expensive, and deeply unforgiving. But it is a story that needs to be told. We cannot look away just because it is uncomfortable. In fact, we must look closer because it is uncomfortable. As you sit there, perhaps in an air-conditioned room, watching this on your phone or computer, I want you to ask yourself a difficult question. How close are you to the edge? If you lost your job tomorrow, how long could you last? 3 months? 6 months? And when the money runs out, who would catch you? The people we talked about today, the grandmother in her car, the veteran in the park, the former chef on the corner, they are not strangers. They are us, just a few bad breaks removed. We want to hear from you. What are you seeing in your own city? Is the cost of living pushing people you know to the brink? Does this story change how you view the person standing at the intersection? Leave a comment below. Share your thoughts, your anger, your compassion. Let's start a conversation that matters. And please, if this story resonated with you, If you believe that these voices deserve to be heard, click that like button. It helps us break through the algorithm and get this message to more people. Subscribe to Homeless US. We are committed to showing you the unvarnished truth of what is happening on our streets. From the heat of Phoenix to the cold of Alaska, this crisis is big, but our collective awareness is bigger. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. Until next time, stay safe